Hello everybody! Welcome to another book video. This one is particularly special because I went to New York recently and I checked out two different shops. I went to Book Off and I went to Kinokuniya. And from there I got a couple different books. I also got volume 2 of the Seikatsu no Susume series. I think that's what it's called. I always forget what it's called, I'm sorry. But yeah, I got that too, but that's not important right now, because you guys have already seen Volume 4, and Volume 5 is on the way. So, with that said, I got these two. This one, in particular, is a volume of Comptiq. I think it's called Comptiq. Yes, I'm saying that right because it's on the side. It's on the side here. I'll show you in a second. This is a volume from October. So it's fairly old, and I got it for $6 at Book Off, which is, if you don't know what Book Off is a used Japanese bookstore, but it also carries like CDs and anime or movies and stuff like that, like all sorts of used stuff. So that's where I got this, like I said, for just $6. The only downside about it is that it doesn't carry the poster in it anymore, obviously. I mean, that's pretty obvious because somebody had this before, so obviously they're going to keep the poster, any loose things that are inside. But other than that, it's pretty good, and we'll get more into detail about it in a second. And then I also got these two books, which are particularly interesting. I mean, I got this just because it has KanColle stuff in it, and it'll be our appetizer for this session, but these are really interesting right here, so we'll save these for the main course. You might already guess what they're about just from the title up here in bold letters, but they're really interesting, so we'll get into those in a second. So we'll just put those off to the side, and we'll get into this. The only bad thing about this is actually the back. I've actually flattened it quite a bit, but it's in kind of bad shape. You can see a little better there. The last page and the side here are a little crinkled. But other than that, it's no big deal. If you don't know anything about Comptiq, it's really just an anime magazine. It's not a KanColle magazine, it's just anything really anime related. And popular or well-known goes in this book. At least that's about as much as you need to know. And there's others like it, like Megami or Nyan type and such. But this one had Musashi on the cover. It was the only thing KanColle in the entire store. And I looked. Yes, it was the only thing KanColle in the entire store at the time. So I was quite satisfied that I was the one who found it out of the group of 15 of us that went. So yeah, I noticed the binding here had Musashi on it, and I was like, oh my god, something KanColle, so I quickly pulled it out, and bam, I got it for just $6 buckaroos, $6 US. Really cheap. Normally these magazines are a little bit more than that. They're not super expensive to begin with, but it's usually more than that, and with shipping it would cost probably around like $20. So, like, give or take, maybe, depending on what type of shipping I chose. So let's just take a look inside it. Really, only the beginning has to do with KanColle, but it's sizable enough. It's a good appetizer. Here are some cosplay items in the very beginning. Yeah, really expensive stuff. The cosplay stuff is always pretty expensive. I don't know if it's expensive over in Japan too, but I know it's expensive if you try to get it over here in the US. So, it's really nice, I will give it that, but it is definitely expensive. I'm sorry about the glare here. I'll try to use myself as a shadow. Again, this is also just a general anime magazine, so lots of anime stuff in here. You know, Girlfriend Beta stuff, Face Day Night, Selector, Infected Wixos. Or I guess in this case it would be Selector Spread Wixos. Got some Ilia. And now we get to the KanColle stuff. Okay, so we get back to the poster of Musashi that we saw on the front cover. Now in full detail. where she's beating something up. I don't know quite what it is. I think it's I believe yeah, it's the it's Battleship Princess's other half, I guess we'll call it, the thing with the huge arms. I don't know exactly what you would call it. I guess the vessel part of her. I don't know. So I'm looking at this. I'm trying to figure out exactly what this is. I guess just the voice actresses here. I'm not exactly sure what this entire page even pertains to, because I'm not exactly proficient in Japanese yet. But it'll get easier to interpret what's going on. Like, for example, here is... This particular one, strangely enough, is talking about the summer event, and you'll notice that throughout the entire rest of the section, is that it particularly illustrates the summer event of 2014. Or here we have AL, and then here we have MI. I'll show you these a little bit more in depth. It shows off... Get a little hard to show off because of my tripod, I'm sorry. But it shows off Hopo, both forms. Shows off combined fleet, stuff like that. And then it goes into MI, right here. So it goes into... I don't know why Airfield Princess is there. I guess they're just trying to show what kind of bosses you're dealing with here, like Midway. I don't know, would you consider Midway the, like, real end boss of this entire event, or would you consider Aircraft Carrier Princess? I've always been kind of like confused about that, because I'm like, Midway Princess should probably be the actual final boss, like the actual staple boss of the event, but she's not the last boss you fight. And I am not talking about Battleship Princess. I'm saying, like, on E5, I don't think she's the final boss on that one, is she? I don't think so. I think it's Aircraft Carrier Princess, if I remember correctly. But, yeah, we're going into Hopo. We got bigger illustrations here. Which actually, if you remember my book before, my last review of the Kanmusu catalog, that really big, hefty one, Hopo wasn't in it, because that was only up to spring. So actually, this stuff here, all these illustrations you're going to see and such that are in here, are pretty new. So yeah, Hopo's not in a catalog yet at all. Or, I guess if you want to call her by her official name, Northern Princess. Northern Ocean Princess, something like that. Here we get a bigger illustration of Midway. If you've watched my top 6 enemies video, you know she's my number 2 favorite. So, I definitely love my Midway. Like, I really do. Like some people I've noticed like to compare what I think of the enemies versus what I think of the regular characters, the Kanmusu. But I would say if I had to combine the two lists, I would say Midway would be pretty high up. She'd be pretty high up in my general favorites of all the things KanColle. So, here we have some Oyoro, Isokaze, Unryu. Oh, I forgot to mention, these entire pages, I think, are introducing who's voicing the characters. Again, they're at the top of the page, they're a little hard to see. But basically, these pages are for who's voicing the characters, and I don't know if they're new to the series. I would have to check online. I guess I'm sorry I didn't do that ahead of time. But yeah. And I couldn't name you who they are right off the bat. Because I don't particularly tend to... it's even with I'm sorry. It's even like with live action movies and such, I don't particularly find myself remembering the names of actors that much, unless I really, really like them. Or I hear their name a lot. So, like, I couldn't tell you right off the bat who those voice actresses were. Again, I would have to look even that up, because I'm not particularly good at remembering actor names. Like I said, unless I like them a lot, or I hear them a lot, in general. But here's Aircraft Carrier Oni and Aircraft Carrier Princess. So Oni is right here, and then Princess is right here. Let's get this straight. So, yeah, we got some bigger illustrations. Bigger illustration of Unryu, both her forms, her regular form, and then her Kai form, which requires a blueprint, which is a steaming pile, but what are you going to do? Poor Unryu. She kind of got the shaft in a lot of ways, but... larger illustrations of Oyoto. Again, not in the Kanmusu catalog, the most recent one, because she wasn't released yet in this form. We got Tokitsukaze, we got Harusame, and Tokitsukaze's damaged form. Oh, and here it shows off the little special equipment she comes with. I do hope Oyoto gets released as a drop or construction or something soon. I'd like to at least have that little piece of equipment she comes with. Kiyoshimo, enter damaged form. Now, see, this is weird. Some of these don't, like Harusame and Kiyoshimo, don't have damaged portraits. Neither did Unryu. They didn't show off their damaged portraits. I don't know why. Here's Junyo Kaini, which came out exactly after the event. So in the update that got rid of the event, she was released right during the event. I'm sorry if there's a little bit of wobbling. It's because that's the book hitting the tripod. Again, I'm trying to show you these. Oops, you definitely saw that. I'm trying to show you these as closely as possible, you know, just for the sake of the book. Again, I'm trying to use my shadow to get rid of the glare as much as possible. Not exactly sure what this is. I think these are just stats, yeah. Something like that. They look like stats. They look like stats. It's just a big table. A table of numbers. Of when there's names on the side. Like I can obviously see Chinese and stuff like there. And there's Z3 and Z1. So. Yeah, I think this is just a table of stats or something. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Just a bunch of numbers. Yeah. You can find that online. Before it's completely irrelevant, here's some stuff about the anime. Here's promoting the anime and stuff like that when the Sendai class was released. You know, when we got that news, stuff like that, showing that off. So, and here's Ikazuchi and Inazuma. Yeah, before this is completely irrelevant, we all know what the anime looks like, because if you're like me, you haven't watched the pre-airing because I don't want to watch some loser's cam rip. I'm sorry. It's just, I don't. Like, I want to watch it legit, because I'm that way, you know, and so here's some interview stuff about the anime and stuff like that, and here's Anchorage's one moment of glory, which she'll probably not get any more than that in the anime, sadly. Because I'm being as optimistic as possible, but I'm also, like, I kind of know better, so I'm trying to keep an even balance of hype, but also expectation kind of going down the drain, so it's a little hard, but I'll just take whatever comes. And I'll probably do video reviews on it on every episode, so you'll get to see my reaction episode by episode, so that'll be fun. Oh, and now we come to the one page. Jesus Christmas, what is this? What am I even looking? What are you looking at? I don't even know what this is. It's some hot chick carrying the weirdest admiral I've ever seen. Oh my god. Like, I don't even know. I mean, yeah, there's figures on this page and stuff, but that, like, this just takes the cake. I have no idea what I'm looking at. Like, I can't read Japanese, so maybe that would enlighten me. There's, like, some Japanese text here. But I guess even if I could read Japanese that well, it wouldn't help. Oh my god, like, I don't even know. I don't even know. I like the girl, but the admiral here, I'm just like, what I assume to be the admiral here, I'm just like, I have no idea. I don't even know. I don't know why, I don't know who, I don't know any of that. I guess I shouldn't even question. It's Japan, I guess. I don't want to go with that stereotype just because, but I can't explain it. So, If someone wants to enlighten on that, then be my guest. So we get some figures, t-shirt stuff, cosplay stuff, some of those, what do you call them? Keychain straps, stuff like that. That's what it looks like anyway. Smaller figures like Nendroid stuff. I don't think they're Nendroids, I don't think. But... No, they are Nendroids. That is a Nendroid. Nendroid Hiei? I think that exists. More straps. What looks like... I know these are straps, that's for sure. This guy is never going to stop making these characters. He is never going to stop. Again, I forget what his name is, but this artist is never going to stop drawing the Shirasuyu class. He is never going to stop drawing them in new poses. That's how I feel. Like, he must love his girls. I mean, that's great. I love the Shirasuyu. They're probably among my favorite destroyers in general. Like, my favorite class of destroyers in the entire game. But he will never stop drawing them in new poses. He just keeps drawing them whenever he's asked, or I guess just because he wants to. I don't know. Well, or both. Yeah. So, some plushies. I actually own the Nagato one, which you'll probably see soon in a video at some point. I'm thinking about the Oi one. Just to give you a closer look. Yeah, like I said, I own the Nagato one down here. I'm thinking about the Oi one, just because she's my favorite lesbian. But other than that, I'm not super excited about any of them yet. They gotta give me a Bismarck one, then I'll be like, my world will just be complete. I think this is about close to it. Yeah, then it's just showing off anthologies, showing off... these are actually with Neon Type. You can get any one of these from Neon Type, I think it is. At least this one. I know the Shimakaze one... Sorry, you couldn't see my fingers there. These, I know, are being released with, like, Neon Type. You can get the Shimakaze one with the February 2015 issue of Neon Type that has her on the cover. I think that comes with it. So yeah, if you look for the February 2015 issue of Neon Type, and you'll be able to get at least this Shimakaze. I know that. Oh, and then there's a little comic, cute little comic that features some KanColle characters, like Nagato. Such. I can't really read it well, but hey, it features some Fate Stay Night characters. It's like a crossover Fate Stay Night, KanColle stuff. And then that's it. And the rest of the book is just Fate Stay Night stuff and other anime. Little manga stuff, but no more KanColle. Not in this one. So, that's that. So, I wanted to show off this not just because I got it for $6, but also because I was very curious to see exactly how much KanColle would be showed off and how in one of these magazines, in one of these just general anime magazines. And now I have my answer. And you too have an answer in case you were wondering as well how much KanColle was shown off in any one of these general magazines. So that makes it clear. Would I recommend these? Well, they're cheap, for one. I think the shipping tends to be more expensive than these in general when they're brand new. And sometimes they can come with cool stuff. Little figures and stuff like that, but... would I recommend it? Yeah, I mean, if you like... I always like Japanese anime magazine... Wow! I'm talking so fast, I'm just so excited, I guess. I like general anime magazines like this, like especially the Japanese ones. They're very colorful. They come with lots of neat sections and stuff like that. They're really nice to look at and stuff. So this isn't my first one of these. It's not one of my first Japanese anime magazines that I've owned. I like them in general. They're nice to put on a shelf too, especially with the cool binding and such. But I guess that's it. If you want a cool, colorful anime magazine that happens to have KanColle in it, like a header section of KanColle stuff, then yeah, by all means, start collecting. They're pretty cheap. Like I said, the shipping tends to be just more expensive. And if you live in Japan, well, it's pretty easy for you. You get the cheapest price of all because all you have to pay is the base price. So good for you, Japanese. So yeah, I like it. I mean, would I buy more? Probably only if they featured KanColle stuff, or if they featured an anime I really like, which has happened before. But otherwise, yeah, if it's got KanColle in it, I'll think of purchasing it. Another one of these. Maybe not the same magazine, but yeah, this is Comptiq, the October 2014 volume. So it's got Musashi on the cover, so remember that, if anything. So put this aside. Let's get to the main course. Alright, these. This is, plainly stated, the KanColle RPG. I had no idea what exactly to expect when I bought these. I was actually thinking of buying all 4 volumes, so that gives you a hint as to how many there are so far. They've been released over the course of March and October, and so from my motion there, you can guess like which volumes these are. This is the very first one to be released, and this is the very most recent one to be released. I got them because they were the 2 most expensive ones, and if you look online, they actually are the 2 most expensive ones. So really, no matter where you go, these 2 are going to be the most expensive ones, and they also look alike. So I figured, that'd be a really good choice just to get the 2 of these. The other 2 resemble each other as well, but they don't look just like these. They have the same art, but they're just not. They don't look the same. Like one has Yamato on the cover, and or Yamato, whatever you want to call her. And then the other has Kongo Kaini on it, and stuff like that. And they're smaller, they're also cheaper, but these ones are the 2 most expensive ones, so we're going to look at these. Because I was going to buy all 4, I want to tell you this little story. I was really contemplating this for like 30 minutes in Kinokuniya. By the way, yes, I bought these in Kinokuniya, so they are brand new. But I was contemplating for like 30 minutes in Kinokuniya, like, did I want to buy all 4, or did I just want to buy 2? And then I realized by the end, I'm like, you know what? I'm not so naive as to buy something that I have no idea what's in it. Because they had, like, plastic wrap all over them, and stuff like that. So the most I could do was, like, this. I could only, like, see through the top. Like, if I opened up the pages like this. Something like that, And so I got a quick idea, but I didn't get a full glimpse of what was inside, obviously, because they were, like I said, they were covered in plastic wrap. So I was like, you know what? I'm not that naive to just buy a whole series of something without knowing what's inside it. So I just bought the 2 most expensive ones, just to get them out of the way. And also I figured again, it's the first one and the most recent one. So I figured to show you guys, that would be smart. Just to show how maybe it changed over time and stuff like that, or something like that, what kind of general things you can look forward to when getting any of these books. So we'll start with this one. So we'll just put this one to the side. Again, these are generally RPG books, so we'll get into that a little bit later. But for now, we start off with a cute little comic. I would say it's for Coma, but it's got more than 4 panels. So it's just a cute little comic that starts out. Very colorful. I do like the art style, it's very adorable. I think we skipped a page. Last page. So. Alright, so we get into this, and going over it, it's a lot of text. In fact, it's actually a lot of dialogue between the characters. I think that's what it's supposed to be. And if not, it's still a lot of text anyway. You could... Oh, see, there's even character faces and stuff like that. So I think it is. They're having conversations. Something like that. They're talking to each other and stuff. And then, yeah, every so often there's little cute chibi artwork down there in the corner of the pages. So it's a lot of this with some cool illustrations. I'll show you the illustrations. So we start off with the first one with the characters getting together and stuff like that. So. Very cute. We'll get to the actual RPG stuff soon, but it's this. Every single one of these starts off this way. And I do know this just because catching a glimpse in Zokaku. So, catching a glimpse of the books, they do all, especially by the color of the pages, how dark or light they are. Yeah, they all start off this way. Not to go. So yeah, they all generally start off this way. Lots of dialogue, and I could show you every one of these. There's a lot of these little cute little artwork here. Oh, I think this is the issue where Shokaku is a boss. This is the book where Shokaku is a real boss. By that I mean, like, she's awesome in it. So we get our next actual full-page illustration with Yubari and Atago. Watching TV, man. Something exciting's going on TV. I don't know what, because I don't know Japanese very well, but they're watching TV and they're very excited. We got a little cute little battling process. I guess it's just to kind of explaining the rules or something like that. So later you'll see these images with like one side will have enemies on it, like legitimate enemies. So I guess they're just kind of just play fighting. And playing volleyball. Atako's like, oh, I gotta catch it! And Tenryu's just like, oh, you'll never catch it, I'm the boss. I'm the king. King Tenryu. And Tatsuta's just like, So, yeah, anyway. Moving on. Yeah, just more dialogue. And stuff like that. That was a sandwich. Where do we get to Shokaku being a total awesome boss? I know she's in here. Oh, and then maybe it's not this one. Maybe it's the next one. I think it might be the next one. I don't know. But I know in one of these I bought, she's like a totally awesome boss. So, okay, they encounter their first real fight against Reclass here. Reclass Heavy Cruiser. So like, oh no! I like Hibiki's eyes in this one. She's just like, oh my god. Like, oh my god, we're all gonna die. Game over, man. Game over. So, anyway, moving on. So, yeah, we're actually fighting some enemies. Fighting more enemies. Hibiki's like, holy crap, I'm gonna blow some stuff up. Kaboom, look at that. Rain shower. And Zokaku's just like, oh my god, you're so amazing, Hibiki. You're so amazing. I wish I could be just like you. I wish I could be a destroyer just like you. And she's like, I know. Why do you think they call me a destroyer? I destroy things, and that's what I'm good at, because I'm Hibiki. Oh, I guess this is not the one with Shokaku being awesome. It's the next one. I'm sorry. I have it. We'll see it. Don't worry. But it's the next one. I'm sorry, guys. So don't worry. We'll see Shokaku being awesome soon. Anyway, so we get into the actual RPG stuff. This is where they actually start explaining the rules, because you can tell because the not only are the pages different with the whole border thing, but they are not dialogue anymore. It's just a bunch of text, plain text with boxes and stuff. So we are on the rules. Again, I can't really read it, and see they even go into cards and stuff, which is a foreshadowing of what we're going to see later. So go with pointing out what everything's going to be and stuff like that, and pointing out down here. I really wish, like, we'll see it later, but I really wish I could play this somebody if I knew Japanese well. Oh, I see. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to count off the characters that are actually in this. So first we got Nagato. We got Kongo, Haruna, Kirishima, Akagi, Kaga, Shokaku, so she is at least in this book, Zoikaku, Ryujo, Junyo, Nachi, Haguro, Atago, Maya, Chokai. I know there's some Chokai fans out there, surprisingly. Tenryu, Tatsuta, Tama, surprisingly, Sendai, Naka. We'll see her later again. Yubari, Fubuki, Murukumo, Sazanami, Akatsuki, Hibiki, Ikazuchi, Inazuma, Samidare, Yukikaze, and Shimakaze. And that's all the character stats in this book so far. Later books introduce other characters with new stats. So, again, more explaining the rules. I'm using cute little pictures now. Dialogue of Yubari being like, oh, look at me, I'm so nerdy, I know all the rules. In fact, I know more than enough rules. I know so many rules about this game, it would blow your mind. I'm the best DM. I'm the best DM. You don't want to play a game with me, because I'm Yubari. I'm Yubari. I'm the hardest DM you could ever meet. I'm assuming this has to do with DMs, the Dungeon Masters. Yeah. You know, the guys who run the game. I would imagine Yubari would make, like, the toughest flippin'... see, here's a little battle box, as we saw before. If this featured DMs, I would imagine Yubari would probably be, like... She'd try to make it as, like, as hard as possible. I don't know why, I just get that impression. And Shimakaze, you don't want her to be a DM. The game would be over in, like, 2 seconds. And then we get, like, equipment stats. So, mostly just really basic equipment from the game. None of the really hardcore stuff that you guys are familiar with by this point. So that's also very brief. So, and we get enemy stats. Again, just basic enemies. All the basic enemies in the game are here. I think was that it? Yeah, it was everybody up to Rue and Woe. So nobody complex, no bosses yet. And note that I said yet. There will be bosses. In fact, later books have bosses in them. And it's just some extra stuff. Some, I think, sheets. It comes in sheets. See, here's a bigger battle thingy. So I guess it's to help you out, to illustrate even better. And then we get some, I guess, if it's not a sheet, like a stat sheet, I guess it's just an outline of what it should look like. I guess. Something like that. Not sure. But it looks cool. I like it. It looks legit. It looks very legit with the not the text, the boxes and the spacing and stuff. It looks very cool. It's very legit. Oh, and they even come with a little map. I think it's a little map. A little map there. In fact, one of my friends, during our escapades in New York, was like, you know what's weird about this game? This game looks more fair than the actual game online. Than the actual KanColle online. And you know what? I'd be inclined to agree. It certainly features a lot less RNG. That's for sure. So, yeah. This is the very first book. Again, it looks more fair. I do kind of agree. It does look a little more fair. I don't know all the rules or anything, but yeah, it's just... I even kept the little thing on. I should probably take that off, shouldn't I? It doesn't really change much, but... There we go. Yeah, this is what it looks like. So, this is the very first book. This was released in March. You can still get this. In fact, you can get every volume still, which is pretty amazing. If you go to, like, CD Japan, you can still get every single volume. Up to that one. Take the strap off of this one, too. Alright, so this is the most recent one. This one will feature more stuff that we want. Like, for example, bosses! You know, more characters. It even features Chinese. So I guess it's like a leveling up system of some kind or whatever. Or at least a reward-based system. So, alright. So we got some illustrations this time. I'm actually familiar with these illustrations because this on Twitch is my banner on Twitch. So I'm like, oh, I know this artist then. I know this artist. By the way, that's a huge hint as to kind of stuff we're going to see in this RPG. More cool illustrations. I really like these illustrations. They're really nice. They got a very unique style, and they're very good at showing color and contrast and stuff like that. It's very nice. So anyway, this is the book where we get to see Shokaku be a total boss. So, some prologue dialogue, I assume, given the way the page is displayed. Okay, so we now get into the meat of the text of dialogue. More dialogue, because that's exactly what we want. If you could read this, I'm sure it'd be amazing. Ah, Shokaku! Yes, Shokaku's going to be a total boss for this book right here. So, let's see if we can get into some action. Ah, yes, we get some submarines, too. Goya's there. Musashi is here. And Naka's here. Naka, the baggage. Naka, the burden to us all. Okay, so... Naka-chan's like, oh, Doshio! She's like, Doshio! And like, Shokaku's like, don't worry, I'll handle it because I'm a total beast. So, get some illustrations right off the back. I really like it. Right off the back, I should say, not back. But, yeah, we're gonna see. Oh, we see some maps. This was very interesting to me because I was like, we didn't see any maps like this before. I guess they're trying to maybe illustrate the spring event? Maybe? I don't know. Oh, did we skip an illustration? No, we didn't. Okay, so... But we did skip to a new chapter by accident, so here's more maps and stuff. So. Oyodo's like, I am going to give you the fundamentals of this mission beforehand. Something like that, you know, because that's what she does. She's like, fundamentals! Fundamentals! Going to teach you so you don't be stupid. Don't want anyone dying. Alright, so Musashi's like, I gotta explain something. Goya and Shokaku are like, what use Woe Class Kirishima? I don't know. But Woe Class would look mighty fine with glasses. But as we'll see later, Woe Class is also a boss. So, I don't know if I'd be teasing her being like, oh, you should wear some glasses, Woe-chan. And she'll be like, I don't think so. I don't like glasses. We'll see that in a few seconds. Skip some pages. Bada doobie dop. And then here we go. Woe Class is like, I told you I didn't like glasses. Musashi's like, I'm getting beat up. I guess she doesn't like glasses. And Akashi's like, oh, don't worry, I'll repair you. And she's like, no, I can take this bitch. Let's see. Oh, I like Naka's face here. Oh my god. As we'll see in the next page. Naka's like, no, I'm a coward. I can't do this. And Akashi's like, don't worry. I'm the white mage. I can heal you. And she's like, but I'm not made for this. I'm the idol. I'm the flagship of our hearts, not the flagship of Kaboom. Yeah. And then we get some light cruiser CLT action. And then they're like, okay, we need to think of a new plan because seriously, we're getting kind of bombarded out there. We gotta think of a new plan. Shokaku's like, I know what to do. So let's see, moving on. We get another one of these. So you can see Shokaku's just kind of like I'm doing all the work, and Naka's like, oh, Doshio. You know, Akashi's over here like, don't worry, I'll be in the back. I'm the flagship. I'm just gonna be white maging over here. Don't worry. So Goya's like, I'll be backup for you, Musashi, and she's like, okay. So they're kind of outnumbered a little bit here. They're like, lots of destroyers, CLT action, but they can handle it, right? Just the four of them? Oh yeah, totally. Naka-chan doesn't seem to think so, but Shokaku's like, I got this. Don't underestimate me, Naka. I'm a great wall. Great wall of pain. And Naka's like, oh, I want to believe you, but I'm so scared. I wasn't cut out for this. And Shokaku's even like, oh my god, okay, I'm getting kind of beat up out here. I need some help, white mage. Please help. And Akashi's like, don't worry, I'll help you, Shokaku. You're the boss. Musashi can take care of herself. She don't need no white mage. Because she said so. She's like, no, I got it. I can take this. Oh, we didn't get the flippin'... I thought there was an extra page where Shokaku was a total boss, but whatever. Anyway, but yeah, it's going through more stuff. Akashi's like, I'm going to explain the rules now. You guys play along. So I'm having way too much fun with this now. Okay, I want more books just so I can talk about the illustrations. Alright, so featured in this book, we now have stats for Akashi, Taige, surprisingly, but also we have Ryuho, and this isn't even her final form. Sakawa, Harusame, Amatsukaze. I almost called her Akatsuki. Oh my god. But yeah, Amatsukaze. We have more. Tokitsukaze. Urakaze. Tanikaze. Oh. But that's not all. Don't worry. We got other stuff. Don't worry. Just explain some things, and then they're like, aha! Kainese! Got Haruna Kaini. We got Hiryu and Soryu's Kainese. We got Ryujo Kaini and Myoko Kaini. Haguro Kaini and Tone Kaini. Chikuma Kaini. Sendai Kaini. And last but not least, Ayanami Kaini. You might be wondering, oh, some of those characters weren't featured in the books we looked at, and it's like, you're right, because they were featured in the Volume 2 and the Volume 3. But see, Tanikaze's like, wait, that's not all! Because, as we'll see in a second, we'll see there's some more equipment here, some more exotic equipment. Planes, boilers, stuff of that sort, and some furniture. I mean, I was a little like whoa when I saw this. I was like, furniture? I know it's part of the game in like the online game, but part of the RPG? That's a little weird. What can furniture do for you? I don't know. But also, it's introducing some submarines too. I believe that is my girl So class right there. So class stats. And now we finally have bosses. I'm sure they're featured in previous books. Obviously not the Volume 1 we saw. But here we have Isolated Island Demon and Harbor Princess. And their massive stats. I know I wasn't like focusing on the stats too much, but their stats, like you'd expect, are pretty massive. Because they're bosses, obviously, so they should be. And that's about it. I like this. Iron bottom sound. Again. I don't know. Would that describe Spring Event pretty well? I don't know. I don't know what it's describing there, but I just think it's funny. Anyway, I guess it's explaining some map stuff now. Going through some boxes here. I don't know what the boxes are. Some checklist action here. And on this page. Don't know what that's about. But, you know. I guess this is like Spring Event, though. You got E1. You got some maps. Some stats and stuff. Tanikaze being like, I don't think this is a good idea putting me up against this. I know it's just the standard artwork from the game, but I like how they paired them together. It's just like, Tanikaze's like, can I please turn back? I don't want to fight. Whoa. I wasn't made for this. I was made for subs, and even that I can't do well. But hey, I was made more for something a little lighter, you know? And get some CLT action. I forget what she's called. Like Chi class, something like that? I forget what she's called. But then she's like a CLT, though. E2 now. Some more illustrations. I really like these illustrations that are here, like the not just the illustrations in the light novel-esque portion, but I also like these ones. They seem like almost like an entirely different artist. They're very dramatic looking. They're very nice. I like them a lot. Kako! Not a big Kako fan, but hey, she's there. Surprise, surprise. E3 with a little Hachi there. sea area of Ghost. That is in English, I don't know what is. Unless there's somebody named Ghost. Kirishima. This is the same illustration again. Oh, Hachi. And then E4, back to the really awesome illustration that I use for my Twitch banner. With some more maps. I guess if I remember correctly, these might be similar maps to what we saw in the spring event. I was part of the spring event, but it feels like so long ago. I haven't looked at the spring event stuff in, obviously, ages. So I couldn't tell you if those are the same exact maps, but they probably are. Just a hunch. And then get some more text, obviously. Text. Oh, and then what the heck is this? Easiest map ever? Not quite sure what I'm looking at here, but, yeah. Easiest map ever, I guess. Or maybe not. Maybe it's got, like, a huge flippin' boss at the end. Or maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about. That could happen. Little isolated island demon chibi here. That's adorable. I like isolated island demon. I like a lot of the enemies. Especially the bosses. I really like the bosses. It was hard to not make a list entirely comprised of bosses in my top 6 enemies video. And a regular portrait over down there. Kagado, yo! More text. Basically very boring at this point. Just a lot of text explaining stuff. There's a destroyer there. More enemies. Oyoto explaining a whole bunch of stuff. She's like, this, remember this, and this, and this, and this. Am I bothering you yet? 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 I hope I'm not bothering, because I got more to say. Am I bothering you yet? Come on, you can take more prerequisites and information. Come on, I still got more. I got more, I'm telling you. Am I bothering you yet? Am I bothering you yet? Am I bothering you yet? Oh my god, she still got more. Oh my god, Oyoto. Oh god, I'm feeling so bothered. Stop it. Oh no, stop it. Oh, she's got so much. Am I bothering you yet? 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 I'm just gonna keep asking this until you're bothered, because oh my god, I got so much info for you. As if the last 100 pages weren't enough. I got more text. I got you. You can't turn away from me. I'm Oyoto. I'm the basis of information this entire game. I'm the quest girl. I give you all this stuff. This is my job. I appear before all the events telling you, hey, you better watch out for this. Hey, listen, 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 hey, listen. Oh my god, Oyoto. Oh, she's finally just about done. Oh, okay, I'm cooling down here. I got just a few more bits. No, come back. Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna turn around and leave, because clearly you don't want me here. Bye-bye. I can't even turn the page now. Her will is against me. Alright, so yeah, just some more text. Blah, blah, blah. Again, I can't really read it super well. I'm sorry. Let me get something different. Get some more sheet outlines. What it generally should look like. And then I don't know what these are. They're different, but they're like, like little point cards or something like that, because they all look the same. I don't know if I'm supposed to like cut these out or something like that. I wouldn't want to do that though. I would just use them as an outline or something. Like make my own, you know? Just use those as like a basis. Oh, I forgot to mention on the on this one in particular, the enemies are actually shown on the different sides of the book cover. So here you got the destroyers and light cruisers. On this side you got some CLTs, aircraft carriers, and battleships, along with a little island down there. So, yeah. So, okay, and I like this little illustration on the back. I really think it's cool. It's a cool little illustration. Showing off, ready for battle formation. They're like, we're gonna kick some alien butt in the next issue. But you better watch out, because Volume 5's are coming, maybe. But anyway, so, if I knew Japanese, I would really like to play this with somebody. Like, if I knew Japanese well whatsoever, then I would really like to play this with somebody. Heck, I would then collect the, I would collect the other 2 volumes on top of it. They're actually the cheaper ones, and they feature, like, Yamato and more characters and stuff like that, more Chinese, more bosses, stuff like that. So basically, the other 2 volumes that aren't featured here today are just more of this. With some cute little dialogue and stuff like that in the beginning, in the first half of the book, and then followed by character sheets and whatever else, so you can play. You know, kind of, you play along, stuff like that. I guess that they're trying to encourage adventure, you know, with these. You know, it's like the books, like Dungeons and Dragons books, where they'll kind of, you can create your own adventure, but they'll also have, like, outlined adventures for you. I'm guessing that's generally what's going on in these, is they're like outlined adventures that you can play along with if you really don't have any ideas and you just need something to play with, and you're like, hey guys, let's just play this adventure. And roll up some characters and bam. So, but yeah, so, it's pretty cute. I like it. Like I said, I would really like to play this if I knew Japanese way better. But yeah, so that's about it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this venture into the intrigue, because I really, really, really wanted to see what these books were all about. And now, together, we know for sure. So today we also ventured into the realm of regular magazines and saw what they came with. And so, yeah, this action-packed adventure must now come to a close. Would I recommend these? If you knew Japanese well, then sure, I would recommend them, because I'd really like to play this. And as for this, well, we already discussed what I think of this, obviously. So, with that said, I guess we'll just end it there. So, thanks a lot, guys, for watching. I really appreciate it, and I really like doing these. So, until next time, catch you later with more books. There's plenty of interesting books coming out as of lately. I mean, have you seen the Teitoku report and the whatchamacallit, the picture book that's coming out? Yeah, those look really nice. Yeah, might show those next time. So anyway, bye guys!